Okay, change of plans. Same day, February 27th of 2025. I'm sorry. I just don't have it in me, people. I don't have it in me to go into the bathroom and deal with what's in my bathtub right now. Because I have to take out the bags with the toys in them and I have to change the bags. Okay? I rinsed them off outside before I brought them in and I just put them in the bathtub. I think there's like 2 or 3 fairly large bags of miscellaneous toys from the non-profit days. Like I said, they sat in that garage since 2017 waiting for me to get out in the community and do something with the people. But I was too busy. All right, we know that. A lot of lost opportunity. All right. I lost that opportunity, and it, for whatever strange reason, it ended up in the bin, and it became a signature point as to what type of community I really live in when it comes to prosperity, wellness, and peace and liberty for all in the province of British Columbia, Canada, to which, when you look in that bin, and you can see what's happened with that stuff, clearly shows you that's not the agenda. We're talking children's toys here, okay? All right. Emotionally, I'm a basket case. But it's being fueled by my immune system fighting really hard right now the germs that I'm coming into contact back to back to back to back. Because when you're a pig in the mud, trust me, you come into a lot of germs. Okay? And right now I'm being treated like a pig, being forced to work in the mud. To which I have to give my immune system a little time to fight off those germs. Because otherwise I'm like this. Not to mention what's going on with my brain in terms of the fear factor. Okay? So, before I go into the bathroom and deal with that cruddy shit that's inside my bathtub, I gotta make sure I have clean clothes. Because after I'm done washing that shit, because I've got that black bucket that I wanted from outside, I had to bring it inside to save it. I've got these black plastic carry things that were outside that I brought inside after I sprayed it down because I want to save them. I don't want to lose them, right? You know what I'm saying? So they're in my bathtub. So those I have to wash with soapy water, a little bit of bleach, a bit of a scrub brush, because even though I sprayed them down, you know, they've been outside, right? So, right? And what happens is that water splashes. It splashes into my eyes. It splashes into my face. It splashes all over my clothes. And by the time I'm done rinsing all that shit off, I'm wet and grody with whatever it was that I washed off those things. And then I have to inspect those bags, see what's going on in the inside. As I take them out of the bag on the outside, chuck the old bag, and just rebag them and try and figure out where I'm going to put them temporarily until I can really deal with them, however I'm going to deal with them, which is my right because they belong to me, right? Which I would prefer to do when the weather warms up and the sun is shining, so that if I do have to wash them, I can let them air dry under the sun and then decide from there what I'm going to do with them. Okay. But before I do that, I have to rebag them, and then I have to find a place to fucking hide them. Assuming that I don't have to empty everything out and let it air dry before I rebag them so that they don't mildew in the bag. Okay? Which means I'm going to come into contact with more grody shit. But before I'm not going to do it in other words, what I'm going to do is I've got this video converting over, which I think is very important because it touched on some very important key points. I'm not trying to sound like a broken record. So we've got the new terminology now with tenant harassment as a focal point in terms of what we're dealing with on a national level when it comes to a housing crisis in the country of Canada. and another national level when it comes to a housing crisis in the country of the United States of America. We'll just focus on those two countries. All right? And when it comes to tenant harassment, that is a key focus to expand on. And I already know how I'm going to expand on that. So I got to save my energy for that as I'm exerting my energy on things that are completely unnecessary, putting me at risk to even more germs, as I'm within by Monday or Tuesday, the latest, having to go back out into the yard, right? Regardless of what's coming my way in terms of an assault, right? To be a pig in a mud bath, mud pit, whatever you want to call it, because that's pretty much what it feels like when you come inside, as if you were just some sow rolling around in the mud, grunting around. To expose my immune system to even more grody crap as it fights it off, as the laundry starts to pile up again. Who knows what's going to happen next, because I just don't know. Well, my son is out there doing whatever he's going to do for the next 3 or 4 or 5 days, because I'm just going to let him know that I need to recuperate. You know, I got to get caught up with shit on the inside, and I don't want to get sick. So I have to resign myself to the destruction, the demolition of my belongings, because he's in panic mode and being hasty with throwing everything out for whatever his reasoning is, whether it's self-serving or whether because he figures he's saving the family from being evicted. Okay. Even though we know in 6 months to a year from now, it still won't be enough because I don't pay enough rent. And I don't know how they're going to try and get $3,500 out of me, never mind $4,000, because another year went by. So you know they'll be screaming for $4,000 if they're still not screaming for $3,500, which I can't afford. And they know it. So what's their next maneuver? What's their next move? Are they going to use the city again against me? And for what? Too many planter pots because we didn't get rid of enough the first time? Because everything's gray because it's wintertime and nothing is blooming? I don't know. I just know that something will happen. I don't know what will happen, but I don't see it all just disappearing. No. So, whether it happens in a week from now, or whether it happens in 6 months from now, or whether it happens in a year from now, you notice that, eh? Right? It's coming. So, I think taking a few days off, starting today, and it's not even taking it off, what I'm doing is, after this video is converted, I'm going to upload it. I'm not going to worry about finishing this video for a day or two unless something catastrophic happens. And I got to record it to document it, that it happened. Outside of that, you know, I'm just going to shut everything down once this video is up on BitChute and YouTube. I'm going to lay down with what I got on. Because it's it's fairly clean, right? It wasn't outside. I haven't touched anything in the bathtub, so I haven't cross-contaminated myself with anything yet. Tisha had taken Amari to his appointment. Andre went, whatever, and she came back with Kentucky Fried Chicken because she asked me because I asked her, because she let Andre and Amari stay at her house for dinner, and I said, well, bring me a plate of food for dinner. Instead of doing that, though, she said, well, no, I'll buy you something. What do you want? I said, Kentucky Fried Chicken, which I'm paying for, by the way, because I have to give now Andre $40 for it, but either or. We got Kentucky, so there's Kentucky Fried Chicken in the fridge, which isn't the greatest because it wasn't crispy, it was soggy, but besides that point, I'm going to lay down on the couch. I'm going to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken coleslaw, which is kind of like a comfort food for me because I need comfort, because I want to cry, right? But I can't. And even if I do, it'd only be for a fleeting moment. Fleeting moment. Short and sweet. Just enough to drop a few salt tears and suck it up, buttercup. Go down swinging. Sick and all. Doesn't matter. Blind as a bat. Doesn't matter. And, keep with the good fight, with the foundation, no matter what. Or whatever. Just stand on principle. Whatever. And, eat my chicken, fall asleep. Andre will massage my feet a little bit, because if he does that once or twice, once a month, it kind of helps for me to be on my feet as much as I am. And I'm hoping that will ward off getting sick, because I can kind of feel it, but I am pushing it away from me because I can't afford to get sick, right? And I know I'm going to be coming into contact very, very soon, starting tomorrow morning. I'm going to start fresh in the morning. As soon as Andre gets up, beeline to the bathroom, get to the bathtub, do what I need to do. And then I got a big pile of, oh my God, you don't even know, gross fucking clothes that I'm going to sort into piles in the bathtub. Then I'm going to start some laundry. And then I'm going to get into my fridge and take out the spoiled food, which wouldn't be the first time, right? And get that ready for the compost so that when I do go outside, I've got good compost material to build up the compost. Because when I get outside, if my son hasn't terrorized up by the blackberry bush before I get there, I swear I will work. I'll tell him, stay away from that corner. If the city guy comes, just tell him my mom's coming out there next week. And I'll work on it for 2 days straight. I'll get the majority of it done. And what I can't do, I'll ask my son to finish it. Where he can run around in the rest of the yard and he can do whatever he wants. And I'm just going to go like this. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to think. I'm going to try not to care. Who cares? It's just shit. Cut your losses. Whatever it is. And I'm going to refrain from trying to rescue it. And that's what's going to happen. Yeah. See? No, I'm not feeling sorry for myself. No, these are not illegitimate excuses. Right? I'm not being delusional. In other words, I'm not just, concocting a story for views or fabricating a story for sympathy or anything like that. This is real. Do I feel like a failure for not going into my bathroom and dealing with that issue so that I can get into the kitchen and deal with the issue of Amari? Yeah, I feel like a failure because I can't do it today. But that's part of their game. That's why they put so much pressure on you. And I'm under a lot of pressure right now. But we got Amari's meal covered for today. He gets chicken balls from Kentucky Fried Chicken, which will be put in a little frying pan with some water to stew it for a little while to soften up the batter, so that when we do grind it, it grinds up nice and smooth, right? And there's a few French fries, which isn't really that nutritional, but they'll go in there, you know. I mean, Amari, he's entitled to have some Kentucky Fried Chicken too, because that little boy just chows down on everything. He loves to eat. That's one of his biggest joys in life. Like, I'm so glad I took away those drinks and I'm giving him food now, like the good old days, because he lives for that. He loves it. But we're not, I don't know. We need to get the calorie count consistent every day before we can fully determine if he's absorbing the nutrients. Because if he's not absorbing the nutrients, people, then we need to find out why. And for some people, and this is true, for some people, their bodies can't absorb milk products. They just can't. Even though they're high in calories, they're not getting the full nutrients. Something within the body itself prevents it from happening, because as it gets into the esophagus, it goes into the stomach, and then from the stomach, it starts to get digested, and those nutrients, they spread out to different parts of your organs, the liver, you know, those kind of things, right? Where then that organ processes it for different parts of the body, the blood, the muscles, okay? If he's not absorbing it, then I don't know. I guess we'd have to change his diet. But we're not going to know that until I can be up on my game with that 1,500 calories to 1,800 calories every day of good food. And we're not there yet. And I've been working hard to try and do it, but, you know, obviously I've gotten derailed. So, you know, I have to put Amari first, which is a very frightening concept at this point, considering what things are going on. But we're like 3/4 done in the yard. I'm sure my son can do fine without me for the next 3 or 4 days, or whatever the hell it is, as long as I leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just go out on Monday or Tuesday when I'm able and ready. I'll put the 2 full days in, and hopefully that will be it. And then I can focus on what I was focusing on before this all happened, and bring out eventually the bigger blenders, because we need to get away from the small one. The small one is nice, but it's too limiting. I need to bring out the big ones, and, you know, again, up the ante with the food calories, with the calorie count, and not only maybe even, I don't know. I just know I need to not drop the ball on Amari. That's all I know, people. These people are playing with children's lives. Literally. And my grandkids are not the only children that they're playing with. And they're not playing as a friendly playmate, but as a playmate that wants to exploit them in whatever means that they want to exploit them in. Yeah, for sure. Right? Okay, so maybe I'll bring the camera when I'm laying on the couch. Oh, guess what Tisha did? Oh, and I wanted to talk about this too. Guess what Tisha did yesterday? And I tell her all the time, don't cut the boy's hair. It's wintertime, especially in winter, because this house can get really cold. And Amari likes to throw off his covers, and that's another thing. You know, he's losing calories by trying to stay warm at night when he throws off his blankets, even though he's sleeping. Right? Right? Because he hates things on him, right? He hates it. It's just something to do with the cerebral palsy. So anyway, I tell her, don't cut his hair, especially in the wintertime. And what does she do? He comes back bald-headed. Oh my God. And she doesn't listen to me. And Andre, she cut off, he had a little afro going, right? And she fucking shaved it all in the back over here. And now he's got a little bun. He looks like Alex. But besides that point, it's Amari that I worry about with losing heat from the head, which puts him in jeopardy of trying to stay warm when I'm sleeping and he threw off his covers. Even if I put a long sleeve or whatever, you know, his pant leg creeps up, and you know, you get up in the morning, his leg is like cold, and because you know he's always throwing off his fucking covers, right? Nobody cares about that, but besides that point. So maybe I'll let you see my little love bug with his new haircut. And I'm just going to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken coleslaw with the little leftover gravy. I'll probably call it a day. And I'll make an effort to get up in the morning and stay away from this shit. Not wallow in self-pity. Not that I am, because I'm not. And just go look for some clean clothes before I start. And start in that bathtub. Do what I need to do in that bathroom as I start making plans to do laundry, do a couple of loads of laundry, and then start tackling Amari's dishes so that we don't lose that momentum, because once the dishes are empty, if I don't refill them, you know, the calorie count drops, right? Because Andre's only comfortable with giving him so much. Like in terms of certain things, right? Anyway. So the more time I spend outside doing whatever, or doing what I'm going to be doing in the bathroom and that kind of stupid shit, the less time it's because I burn out, right? And it's getting harder to see, and it's hard, right? And I'm exhausted. But besides that point, so I'm thinking to do another little order on Walmart, because it makes me feel good. Gets my dopamines happy. That's my drug of choice. Right? That dude that was out there yesterday with me, that black man, he actually did offer me a swig of vodka. I said, oh no, it's okay. I don't drink that stuff. This is my drug. I said, I don't mind a beer here and there every now and then. You know, if your son comes and you work, we'll have a beer and whatever, and the boys can have a whatever, you know, hot dog roast or something, whatever, and maybe I'll have a beer that day. But outside of that, no, I don't got time for that. So in light of the cost of food going up higher and higher and higher, this is what I'm thinking to buy. Another jug of milk, because there's no milk downstairs, so that one could go downstairs. How many jugs of milk are in the fridge upstairs?
One.
Only one jug of milk, and not a...
2.5, actually. Well, actually 2.25.
How many?
One, typically, but one, another one's like really low.
So, a jug and a bit. So, I bought 3 jugs of milk, and I'm basically down to 1. So we went through 2 jugs of milk in the last, what, 4 or 5 days? Since the last time I ordered? I don't even remember. 15th. Today's the 27th? I don't know. Or was it? I don't know. I just don't know. So anyway, I'll get 1 jug of milk for sure. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. I'm thinking to buy sockeye salmon again, because it went up in price. As soon as January came, it went up by 50 cents. Now, I could wait for it to go on sale, maybe, but I like giving Amari sockeye salmon. Now, I have some in the house, but, you know, sooner or later. So I'm thinking, get it now. Your 10 cans. And if it goes on sale next week, then I'll buy 10 more cans next week's on sale. Otherwise, I'm going to get the 10 cans for $54.80. Sockeye salmon. Not only do I like that, but it's really good for Amari. And he loves it. And I just bought 4 pink salmon cans from Canadian Superstore, the taller ones, right? Double in grammage for $6 a can on sale, quote unquote, because that went up in price. So, and I got those around the house too. So, but the sockeye, yeah, because you know we want to build in consistency with Amari. I told Andre, maybe I'll upload this after this, or I don't know what I'm going to do. I told Andre, once everything settles down, hopefully, right? You know, I can get back into trying to organize my kitchen, put things, what leftover food prep away, and bring out the big blenders, and you know, and then we're gonna write recipes. Not, yeah, well, just like a menu, page by page by page, and then I'm gonna tack those pages. I could even laminate them. I could actually, honestly, if I think I know where my laminate is, because my son hasn't found it yet and threw it out thinking it was just garbage, right? I'm just saying, that's like, if my son was to go and start rating up, he'd throw it out. Well, in this situation, that thing's been sitting in my sewing room. I think that's where it is, laminate, right? Where you can take a piece of paper and put laminate over it so it protects it. That should be in my sewing room. So I'm going to look for that. Maybe I'll look for that when I get up after my rest, and when I'm in there, I'll look for those other cameras, and I'll pull them out to see if I can rescue one and start using that one, and maybe bring 2 cameras with me when I go to that meeting on Saturday. There's an idea. And I'll look for the laminate at the same time, because after everything calms down with the city, hopefully, where the landlords back off for a while, at least for a little while, right? I'll type out 1 cup of this, 2 tablespoons of this, this, do the calorie count on it, type it all out, print it, laminate it, do that times 10 different ideas in terms of, well, you can make that meal, you can make that meal, or you can do that meal as a general rule, but not set in stone, where Andre gets better at his game as we bring in, because there's going to come a day when I can't do it. We're going to bring in the bigger blenders to make it so that he's getting those 1,500 to 1,800 calories guaranteed every day with the right food groups. You understand? And if he's still not gaining weight, then I can go back to the doctors, because there's more than one, and say, look, this is what he's been eating in a general rule, but something's not working right. Why? Does it have to do with his intestines not working correctly? Where he's not absorbing the food properly? Or what? I'm not a doctor. All I know is I have to do this. And I'm glad I'm talking about it. Because prior to talking about it, I wasn't thinking about laminating what I'm thinking to do, because I'm already telling Andre this is the way we're going to do it, and it's going to be tacked onto the, you know, you paper punch hole, right? You know what I'm saying? And then you take those little rings, and right, and then you put a little screw with a little chain, and you hang it there or whatever, and Andre can take it off, and he can flip through it, and because it's laminated, it's preserved, and it won't get ruined, and he can pick and choose what's available, and as he will learn how to do the grinding of the food in bigger bulk with the bigger blenders, including smoothies, which Andre likes to do. And we can tap into all the different types of beans that I've got. We can tap into the wild rice and the black rice and, you know, and the cantatelli beans and black beans, freaking just the whole 9 yards. To bring up that calorie count. That's where I got to get to. But before I can do that, I got to freaking deal with the shit that's in my bathtub and do my laundry. And that's not to mention all the other shit that's kicking around right now because of what's been going on over the last 2 weeks. As my immune system is hovering. So I'm just going to take it easy for the day. And then when I get up, I'm going to go look for some clean clothes so that when I get into that bathroom and get all fucking grody in there, washing shit and doing whatever and whatever, start some laundry, I can I can have a bath, actually, and then change my clothes. And I'll make plans to go outside. If I can't make it outside on Monday, I'm not going to feel guilty. I'll have panic attacks. I'll be afraid, but I'm not going to feel guilty. I'll attempt to go out there on Tuesday. The only thing that would stop me on Tuesday would be I would be sick, like literally sick. And if I can do Tuesday, I will do Wednesday. So my son is the captain in charge to steer the ship for the next, well, till Monday or Tuesday. And because I feel like shit, guilty, afraid, worn out, whatever, I want to pacify myself with 10 cans of salmon for $54. Because I think that's a good food group for Amari. Yeah. And I know that this time next year, that same can of salmon will be, if not 50 cents more, but maybe $1 more. Right? So I'd rather get it now and just keep it close. 1 stalk of celery, 4 green pepper, but I've got some peppers in the fridge, so when I get in the fridge, 3 green peppers, but when I get in the fridge, after I'm done the bathroom and start the laundry, because you know I ain't doing nothing in the fridge. If it's spoiled, no prob. I don't mind nurturing my compost boxes, so for me it doesn't really go to waste, okay? If it's no good, it's going in the compost when I go out on Tuesday. Let's just put it that way. So I'm going to get 3 green pepper, but I already got some yellow ones in there and stuff, and last time I checked, they were in pretty good shape. But the green one, no. So I'll get the 3 green pepper. How much is that? How much are they charging me? And I think it's on sale. So they say $2.25. I saved myself $3.99. Technically, I should get 4. And Andre can put a couple downstairs because the downstairs Auntie Shemai's fridge is really good. And Amari actually likes green pepper. When I grounded it up, he liked it. So how about we get 5, being it's so cheap? Oh, only $3.75 for approximately 5 green pepper, with half of them, more than half, downstairs, which is a colder fridge, which helps to preserve it a little longer through this transitional period I'm going through. And when I start cooking for Amari, I'll make sure that I will fry some up, maybe with a yellow pepper and some garlic, and then I'll grind it all up and I'll put it in his little dishes because I have to get ready for Tuesday and Wednesday, or Monday and Tuesday. And then of course the next day, after 2 days of being outside in the mud, I burn out and I need to rest. So I'm out for 3 days, so I need to make sure that there's enough food in the fridge for Andre to be able to cope by himself, helping me to make sure that Amari gets his calories as he's learning for the day when I can't do it. And he'll know exactly what to do. And then they got apples on sale. Last time I bought apples, they all went to waste. They went into the compost. Well, they didn't go to waste. They went into the compost. So 5 apples, $1.95. So how about we just go 7 apples? So I'll get 7 apples. And I'm going to try and cook up a couple for Amari. Yeah, $2.73. Okay, so we got 7 apples. Now I do have mayonnaise in food storage, but because I never go downstairs into Auntie Shemay's room, I haven't been down there in months and months and months. I don't want to go down there and start looking around for shit right now. And honestly, I'm not in the mood to be digging around in my room right now because I don't have time. I've got more pressing things to do. So I'm going to get myself a nice fresh Hellman mayonnaise, 1.42 liters, because for 1 tablespoon is a lot of calories. I think it's like 100 calories per 1 tablespoon, which is like, but it really has no nutrients, but it has the calories. So that's good, right? So, and plus it's fresh, and I've got some potatoes that are growing roots by my front door, so maybe I'll, in the next couple of 2-3 days, I have to peel them and get them out of there. Maybe I'll make a small potato salad that will be good for all of us, Amari, Andre, and myself. And so if I get a nice mayonnaise for that dopamine, I like Hellman's real mayonnaise, right? I like it. So it's, I'm just, it's my fix. So, and it will motivate me to use those potatoes up, right? And I can combine the new mayonnaise with the older mayonnaise that's in my fridge that, has no real flavor, because maybe I got it at, a discount a long time ago at $2, or, it's a no name, or, it's not the same, right? So it will help me to use up the old mayonnaise and to use up the potatoes, as well as it's nice and fresh, to put that extra tablespoon into Amari's food to give him that extra 100 calories. That is $9.47. Fair enough. Now I do have coconut butter in jars downstairs, but again, I don't want to rock no boats. I'm not in the mood to be antagonizing Marina. I'm not in the mood to be antagonizing Marcane. I'm not in the mood to be antagonizing myself, saying, knock, 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 knock. Can I come in so I can go into Auntie Shemay's room and start rummaging around looking for a coconut butter, because the one that I have up here in a jar is like practically empty? Now I got a brand new bucket that's in my room that could be re-jarred up, but that requires a lot of work, and about, I don't know how many jars, at pint-sized jars, like 7 or 8. And you got to like warm the bucket in the oven in order to, right? That's what's downstairs, but no. So I ain't rocking no boats, right? So I got Grace Pure Coconut Cream, 1.1 gram box. I know exactly what it's about. And now I do have other coconut shit in my room, so, but I don't want to look. I don't have time. I got to get in the bathroom and get dirty. I gotta wash clothes, for 2 boxes, just as that little top off for Amari in the interim before I can get back to quote unquote maybe a normal life, maybe a normal life, maybe a normal life, and one more time, maybe having a normal life. It's only $3.48 for 2. And I just cut off a little bit, and I can add it into his food as it's being grounded up to compensate for the coconut butter that I can't get to at this point. Plus, we've got coconut milk and all that, so, all right. And then, because there's really not much that I need in terms of much, I'm still stocking up on those proteins, because our food is going to continue to go higher and higher and higher. Right? So in this situation, you know, when I go on Canadian Superstore or Walmart to shop, there's specific things that I look for because I'm looking for them on sale. Or with dealing with Canadian Superstore, I'm looking to see if I can get my PC points, which is like cashback money for my next order when I want to cash in those points, right? And sometimes if you can rack them up to like $180 in PC points, you know, that's one shop, $180. That's a great feeling when you can cash that in and only spend $15. Right? But there's not many things I need to buy anymore, so anyway, I googled canned ham and I compared prices between the two stores in terms of dollar amount per grammage. 454 grams is approximately 1 pound of meat. Where with this particular brand, which comes from Denmark, Plum Rose cooked ham at 454 grams, which is about 1 pound per can, it was coming in at $3.17 a can, compared to $6.79 for the same kind of stuff, but only a different brand. Or maybe $4.97. And I already have, but I'm thinking about where I'm going to be in a year from now, considering all things said. And before I go off and make foolish choices and squander the money, I'd rather make a choice like this, kick myself in the ass for buying something that I don't necessarily need, but also find comfort in the idea that that's 10 extra cans of ham that I can incorporate into meal planning if shit should really get funky within the course of 1 year. And being that it's only $3.17 compared to all the other prices for a similar type of product, I'd go with the $3.17. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get 10 cans, and that's assuming that they can give me 10 cans, because just because you order in 10 doesn't mean that you're going to get 10, but I'm asking for 10. So that there in itself is going to be $31.70. The only thing that would prevent me from buying it is the fact that it has nitrates in it. And it's not something that I would want to be giving to Amari all the time, especially him with his teeny weeny little stomach, because we all know nitrates isn't necessarily good for human beings, right? But, you know, in moderation, depending on what it is, right? You know, I don't see why he can't have his share, right? And, you know, clearly he's not going to eat the whole can to himself. A can of sockeye salmon at $5.48 right now in 2025 at Walmart. It's more expensive at Canadian Superstore. Yes, Amari can eat that whole can by himself with the mayonnaise, regardless of the type, and he loves it. I would never give him a full can of ham, though, because of the nitrates. But I will give him some ham out of that can when I use it. So at $3.17 compared to $5.97, $4.97, or $6.77, who knows? It doesn't matter. The point is it's a reasonable price. I'm pretty sure I already have some of those in my room, they hold up really, really good, and you know, it just might be a lifesaver. It just might be a lifesaver. So I'm definitely going to buy those. So maybe it has something to do with having a sense of control of your life. Because it's not like I need salmon or canned ham, because I don't. But it gives me a sense of control if I was to analyze my behavior and ask myself, why am I rebelling and doing this when you really can't afford to spend $114 without delivery included for what I just told you? And I might get yet one more jug of milk, which will bring that up to $120. I mean, I'm supposed to be giving my landlord money for that bin. She's going to come to me at the end of the month for rent, and she's going to ask me when I'm going to pay for the bin. I'm going to well, where's the bill? When you give me the bill, well, I'll have to see how much the bill is, and I'm either going to give it to you in $100 a month on top of what I'm already giving you, because that's the only way I can do it, or I'll see if I can budget in, a larger payment at least a couple times throughout that duration, because I don't know how much it's going to cost for this shit, people. I mean, she might try and stick me with an $800 bill for all I freaking know. $800 from my son, $800 from me, and she'll say that she's paying $800. That's how much it costed to throw out freaking water-saturated frozen wood that couldn't wait for spring cleanup. Yeah, well, we know why. Because there is no annual spring cleanup. And we know why. So I figure, because once I spend this money, that's it. I don't have. If she wants an extra $100 out of me, it has to come from my overdraft, which is like credit, until I pay off whatever it is that I owe for this crap that's going on right now. So where am I harming anybody by buying this right now? Outside of what? A little overdraft? Going a little further into debt? But at least I know Amari's got 10 extra cans of salmon. Yep, and every now and then I can give him some ham with whatever it is that I make. And I'm glad I did this video, because it made me think of that laminate, because I already told Andre, and then I'm going to write this stuff out. It'll be page by page by page, in terms of, we want 550 calories in one feeding. This is the only way you can do it, so get out the measuring cups, because I'll measure it not only in weight, but I'll measure it in cups, so that we have that calorie count pretty spot on. So that when I can't see anymore, somebody will know how to look after him. And that will be Andre. Where that leaves them, I don't know. I just know that we should be at that point where it's perfected, right? And if he doesn't gain weight after we get to that point, and we've been on that path for a few months without any interruptions, where everything comes to a screeching fucking halt and starts spoiling again in the fridge because I'm always out in the fucking yard as the dirty laundry is piling up, then we'll have a better indication as to why he's not gaining weight. Because there still might be something wrong with his digestive system in general, which will take us to a whole new ball game. It could be as simple as removing milk products from his diet. I don't know. So, is it worth spending $114 to get my dopamine fix? I am going to get 2 jugs of milk, just because. There's really no... I rack my brains. I do. Well, you gotta find something else to buy. Come on, Judy. And I'm like, I go through the list. And then I Google to see if it's on sale. Then I compare prices. Then I compare websites to get the best price. Then I just make the decision as to whether I want to buy it or not. And then I have to convince myself to buy it by justifying why I'm buying it. As I know somebody's in the background screaming at me, saying I shouldn't be buying it because they want something from me. So I think how I'm going to end this video, just for the sake of it, is after I get this one uploading and onto BitChute. I'm putting it on YouTube right now because it just finished converting over. Hold on, let me think about my password before I forget. Okay. I'm going to go in the living room. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to go in the living room. I'm going to record Amari with his buzz cut. Right. I'm going to nestle myself in. Andre will bring me the Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's comfort food with the coleslaw. A little bit of gravy. I don't drink Coke, but when I'm eating junk food, if you want to call it junk food, I have a little bit of Coke, so I'm going to have my little Coca-Cola. I'm going to eat. I'm going to lay down. And I'm probably going to stay there for the rest of the day outside of going to the bathroom. Right? Mentor Andre to grind up those little chicken balls and a little bit of French fries and, you know, grab some beans in a can and grind it all up or whatever. He feeds him, he does really good. He changes him, he does really good. I'm going to sleep, I'm going to rest, whatever. Upload this video when I'm ready to convert it over. And then when I get up in the morning, and Andre gets up,
no wonder you lost in the Squid Games.
I'm going to hit that bathroom, get into that bathtub, do what needs to be done, sort out the laundry, get ready to do some laundry, start poking around in my fridge, gathering up my next pile of compostable rotten vegetables, which I don't mind because you need those things in order to build up a compost box. So when you have lemons, you make lemonade, right? And then focus on making Amari's food for the next 3 to 4 days, depending on what it is. Get to that meeting, make my inquiries, rest,
Hey, who next? Hey, who wants to go next, huh? Who wants to
and
go
then
next?
go outside.
Yo, who wants to go next, huh?
Either Monday or Tuesday. With the mind to do 2 days in a row. Rain or shine. To finish up what my son didn't do. Assuming that that dude gave us enough time to do it.
Hey, you're a dog, bro.
Assuming that that dude gave us enough time to do it.
Go to the 2 breaks.
And I don't say that lightly. I say it a little scornfully. Right? But I think this person has already kind of shown us what kind of person he is, just with what he's been doing in general. Yeah. No, I don't remember the title of the video, So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to upload it onto YouTube. Then I'm going to get up on BitChute. Then I'm shutting everything down. Then I'm going to go lay down. After I wash my hands, I'm going to eat. I'm going to rest. Amari needs to eat again in a couple of hours. I'm not going to worry. And I am going to place this order. I'm not doing anything wrong. I think I'm being wise and frugal. You know. Oh, I should get a loaf of bread too. Rye bread. I'm sure I've got some moldy bread around here because, of course, you know, when you're outside working, things get put off to the side. Andre likes to just place things over there, and I come along a few days later, and I touch it, and I'm like, ew. What is that? And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh my God. Because, you know, he's still young, right? So I'm going to get some bread. I'm going to get a 900 grams. We like rye bread. So I'm going to get one loaf. That's all I'm going to get. Now it went up to 126, and I need to stop because I don't really have the money. So hold on. Okay, I'm back. You know, Walmart's going to lose a customer here soon. Seriously. I'm ready to place this order. I always go for the $5.97 for delivery. Right? They jacked up their prices. They don't offer that no more. The lowest it is $7.97. And then they've got $8.97. Yeah. Now this is I went 3 days in advance. I don't want it delivered today because I'm tired. What I'm ordering, I'll get delivered tomorrow. Because I got 2 jugs of milk coming, so I need to make sure I have room in the fridge upstairs to absorb the 1 extra jug while 1 jug goes downstairs. Oh, come on. I swear this mouse gets hijacked. It just flies. All of a sudden, it just freaking flies. Alright. Yeah. Can you see what's going on here? $8.97. $8.97. The lowest that they got is $7.97. What the hell? So in the last week, they increased it. Now that's on Saturday. Today is Thursday. So I was going to get it tomorrow. Because I'm resting today. Right? And we already know what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I'm looking for the $5.97. Because they don't have $5.97 for today. And if you notice the prices, look at the prices. $7.97. $8.97. Okay. Well, I don't think so. Because it's like they expect you to pay a tip. As these guys that are delivering this stuff to your house don't always deliver everything. You know what I'm saying? Shit goes missing, as if. Alright. So, they jack their prices up with delivery now. Which makes me want to order even less. That's what they're doing. They're going to make me where I'm not going to want to order. Because it's the milk that keeps me ordering, right? And, you know, like I just talked about. You know, right? But I don't know. Like, this is pathetic. Because I thought today, right? So if I was to get it delivered in 2 hours, it would cost me $13.97 as if. In 5 hours, $9.97 as if. Between 9 and 10 p.m., it would cost me $8.97 as if. So I'm like, okay, I'll go into Friday because I'm, you know, I will pay $6 for delivery, and I, you know, give a tip at the door. I don't do a tip here on by paying. If I'm going to tip, I tip at the door, a $5 bill, $3 and change for a tank of gas or whatever, right? Canadian Superstore, I usually do a flat rate of $5, and I go for the cheaper rate in terms of delivery. Even if it means the next day, I have no problem with that. But this is ridiculous. No. $8.97. $7.97 is the cheapest, so they raised it by $2. Now, I have a choice. And if you notice, oh, here we go. So I'd have to wait between 8 and 9 p.m. in order to get the cheaper rate at $8 for delivery versus $6. As they make you pay for taxes, as they make you pay for bags, as they make you pay for extra fees or whatever. Like, I don't know. Right? Like, I don't know. They're just pushing away a customer. That's all they're doing. I'm not going to get one between 9 and 10 p.m. even though I know I'll be up. But that's just a little too early for me to save a measly $2. Well, I'm not even saving money anymore. They want it $7.97. They're charging me $2 more than what they were charging me last week for the same shit. As they're increasing their food prices. As if we're dumb and we don't notice it. Oh wait, here's one. Between 12 and 1 p.m. Is it worth $8 for delivery? I can't send Andre there to get it for me. I can't ask Marcane to get it for me. I can't get Tisha to get it for me. I don't have a choice, really, unless I just cancel the order. It doesn't make any sense. But I guess I'm saving money on the green peppers, so justify it like that. But I'm cutting back on my shopping anyway. Sooner or later, it's going to get less and less and less and less. It will become more refined, more on point. That's what food security helps you to do eventually. Eventually. Okay, so I chose $8.97. Oh wait. Why didn't I go for the $7.97? Why am I paying $9 for delivery when I can pay $8 for delivery? Oh, this is so stupid, man. Can I change it? I don't even know if I can change it now. Optional. I don't know. This is stupid. Can I change the time? How did I do that? I want to save my dollar. I don't think I can change it. I think once you choose it, that's it. You're stuck with it. It looks like I'm stuck with it. I'm quibbling over a measly dollar, people. Like, come on. As if I don't got enough shit stressing me out. I'm going to let a dollar stress me out? Like, come on. No, this is where I got to bring my shops down to twice a month. And Canadian Superstore, this is the way I'm going to deal with Canadian Superstore. Because I like shopping at Canadian Superstore. But sometimes Walmart prices or their, rollback or whatever, they do. They come in handy. But if I pay $100 to get delivery for a year, right? You pay $100 and you get your delivery taken care of by Canadian Superstore for a full year. But they give me back 7,500 points, which is $75 towards my PC points, which means I only technically pay $25 for free delivery for a year. That's the route I'm going to be going to soon. I just haven't done it yet because I know I've got all this extra money that I have to pay to my landlord or whatever. I'm not going to blame it all on her, but she's getting a big chunk.
You were staring right
Ain't. Whatever went out should have went out in the spring cleanup. Some of it should have went out in the spring cleanup years ago. I'm just saying. Okay, so cut your losses. You get ripped off left, right, and center. So what difference does it make? So it's $127. I added an extra green pepper in there only because they're cheap, and I can put some downstairs, and I know they'll be nice and good down there. Estimated bag fees, $1.75. The driver tip, they want $7.62. No. I don't appreciate getting my order with things missing. I just don't. And if I give, you know, at the door, a $5 tip or a $3 tip, depending on what's going on, right? Even then, I'm tepid. I'm nervous about doing it. Because I can't stand it when my shit's not there. I just can't. Or it's been damaged. So it makes me not want to tip them, because I do believe some of them go out of their way to steal my shit. Too many times things go missing. Now we're at $139.29. So 75 cents for GST, 54 cents for PST, no, 75 cents for PST, 54 cents for GST, grocery delivery fee, $8.97. It doesn't seem like I can change that to $7.99, 97 cents. So I'm stuck with paying that extra dollar. Deposit, beverage deposit, I guess for the jugs of milk, 20 cents. Estimated bag fees, $1.75. But what I notice with them is they give me all these paper bags with 3 things inside each bag, which is kind of stupid, but I end up paying for that. But that's okay, because I save the bags because I have cast iron Dutch ovens that after I get back to having maybe a normal life, I can take those bags, I can open them up, I can cut them into circles, and when I start getting into making sourdough bread, I can use that paper to line the cast iron when I put the dough in there, versus having to spend more money to go buy more paper to do that when I already have the nice brown paper. I just haven't cut them into circles yet. So I got like mounds and mounds and mounds of paper fucking bags. And before they brought in the paper bags, I used to pay for those cloth bags. And I got bags and bags full of cloth bags from Walmart, as they made me pay for delivery of those bags, to pay for the bags, right? And then they brought in the paper bags. Anyway. Right? But at least, you know, well, my son is thinking I'm hoarding bags, not realizing that I'm making plans little by little, surely by surely, towards making sourdough in my cast iron Dutch ovens, where it's best to put paper as a lining while you do that. I read that. Somebody else was doing that, and it worked real good for them. So if it can work real good for them, it can work real good for me. And it's just a matter of time before I bring out my food mill that's sitting in a box that I've never used because I'm too busy with other things, and start grinding my wheat or whatever I'm grinding to make myself some homemade bread. And then once I'm done doing that, I won't be buying rye bread, because I've got lots of rye kernels in the house that are organic, by the way, as well as whole groat oats, as well as almost any kind of wheat under the sun that's organic that you can imagine, to make my own bread. So that's when I'll start saving money instead of buying the bread, you know, because I have to pay now next year $10 to get it delivered versus $9, or maybe I'll have to pay $12 to get it delivered versus $9, right? Because you know I'll be stuck at home blind as a bat, nobody delivering anything for me because I have to pay for it, right? Oh, it's just, stupid shit, stupid shit, stupid shit, people. That's all it is. Just stupid, 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 stupid. Stupid shit. It's just all so stupid. It's just all so stupid. Alright, so the total for this is without a tip. I don't know. I don't have $5 here, but I do have some change, so I'll gather up a little bit of change. Sometimes they knock, sometimes they don't. If they knock, because I say meet at the door, they'll get the money, whether it's a $5 bill or $3 for gas. If they don't knock and they just leave the shit out there, well then I guess they lose out. That's a toonie. We're almost at $3. That's all I can afford is a tank of gas. Right? Yeah, here's a little bit more change. I got $3 right here for a tip. And even then, there's no guarantee that everything will be there when I open up those. Oh, here's another. I might give him $4. Maybe. Or I'll give Andre $2. Oh, wait, what's this? I don't know what that is. I can't even see money. I don't know if that's a quarter or I think that's a loonie. Because, you know, I like to reward. So there's $3 for the delivery. And maybe I'll give $3 to Andre because he brings it in for me. So that he knows that I appreciate his efforts. It's hard to say. We just know that money will disappear probably by tomorrow. Whether the driver gets it or whether Andre gets it. So it's $139.29. That's more than I wanted to spend. It's putting me into my overdraft. Now I almost want to cancel the order. I almost want to cancel the order. But I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I only saved $12.18 on the order in general. It's not a lot of money in terms of savings. Especially when the delivery ends up costing more than that between the bags and everything else that they're charging you for, including the tip. You know, it gets you $20 just to get it delivered. But an extra 10 cans of salmon for Amari, where I can have a sandwich, where Andre can have a sandwich. I guess you can't go wrong there. Ham is always nice when you want it. I'm not in the mood to be canning anything. But every now and then, you know, I open up these cans and I use what's inside of them. And I'm really not in the mood to deplete them too fast. So as I'm using, I like to replenish. If I'm going to spend money on anything, that is. I do need the 2 jugs of milk. I do need the celery. I want the coconut. I explained why. I don't want to put it on a credit card. I'd rather go into an overdraft because it's cheaper, right? It's just, it puts me back. I mean, I could give that to my landlady for that bin, even though I don't have the bill yet. I'm thinking I should wait for the bill before I start paying for it. Doesn't that make sense? Put the cursor onto the place your order for $139.29. Close your eyes, turn your head, and push send. Oh my god, it didn't work. Oh. They want the CVV number. I have to dig around for my wallet now, as if I could see it. Stupid shit. Well, at least I'm not putting it on a credit card.
That guy right there. All the way over there. At the donut shop.
Okay, so I'm almost done for my YouTube community activism for the day. Right? No foundation, no videos. Right? Can't say I don't walk the talk because I do. Alright? So I did place the order. I'm not impressed with what's going on in terms of how these companies have increased their prices on products that I like to buy. Not to mention, at least with Walmart, the delivery fee. With the expectation, with a hint of gaslighting, to tip the driver because the company itself doesn't pay the driver enough, as if it becomes my responsibility to pay their wage, as I don't get all the goods being delivered. It's a hit and miss at a 50-50. In terms, 50% of the time, I'll get everything in tip-top shape, where the other 50% of the time, it's either coming in real fucking grimy, and I gotta wipe it all down for whatever strange reason, or shit's just missing, or cans have been popped. Alright. It's a 50-50. And now they're making me pay even more money for that roll of the dice, which is kind of pissing me off. And I think next month I will spend the $100 with Canadian Superstore, get my 7,500 PC points, which is $75 PC points towards what I already have for my next shop when I want to spend $200 or however long I continue to collect my PC points and cash them in for a grocery shop that way. Not to say I wouldn't still use Walmart, because I would, because sometimes they have their sales, but I'm at the point where I don't need to buy that much. And honestly, to be honest with you people, it would be nice if one of my kids could help me to buy celery and those kind of things, broccoli or whatever, or apples or whatever, you know, fresh fruit and vegetables, from the local little food markets that I used to go to when I could drive. But I can't drive, so I don't get there, so I'm kind of resigned to having to order them from the two major grocery stores, and I don't necessarily like what's being sprayed on them. I'm just saying. So my last shop, now after this I'm going to turn off the camera, I'm going to finish downloading. I'm on BitChute, I'm downloading now, it's up on YouTube, the video that I did today. And this is going to be uploaded onto BitChute in a minute, and then I'm going to take the camera into the living room with my Kentucky Fried Chicken and my Kentucky Fried Chicken coleslaw with my little bit of Coke. And I'm going to sit beside Amari. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to rest. We already know what we're going to feed Amari his next meal, so actually I just have to get a can of beans. He's going to get some Heinz baked beans with some chicken balls from Kentucky Fried Chicken. And what else was it? Oh yeah, some French fries that will be warmed up with some gravy and water to soften everything up before it's all blended. And that will be a nice little calorie count between those food groups. So my last delivery was February 15th. Today is February 21st. So within the last 6 days, they took a $5.97 delivery fee and they jacked it up by at least $2 to where the lowest fee as of today is $7.97. But silly me, I clicked the wrong one and I'm paying an extra dollar because I'm paying $8.97 to get a delivery tomorrow. To pacify what's going on in my head. As I feel anxiety for going into overdraft. Because all I can think about is I owe my landlady all this fucking money and I should be putting her first. Even though I don't got the bill yet. And I don't even know what's going to happen within the next 4 or 5 days when this city guy shows up and starts saying, well, you didn't do enough. Like, this still needs to be done. This still needs, like, what have you been doing? Well, I don't know. Have you been watching my videos? I've been playing in the mud. My son's been the Hulk. Running around lifting thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of garbage. Whether good or bad. I'm just saying. So Walmart is going on the back burner in terms of delivery. And next month I'm going to budget in the $100 for full delivery for a whole year, which I kind of like, because I had a 30-day trial on it, and it was great. I like that. That was nice. For basic things like milk, eggs, butter, right, outside of what Walmart does when they have their sales, because I will buy in bulk, in like butter, on sale, or cheese or something, you know, in bulk, if it's on sale. And I suppose I don't have a choice. I'll have to pay at least $8 for delivery, but it is what it is. Can't complain about $2 as if that's going to break the bank, right? I know it doesn't seem like much in terms of a hot topic, right? But that's my world. Those are my demons I have to face. Yeah. Oh, I need to write down the time and the date for this meeting. It looks like I already lost it. Shoot. Because I really do want to go to that meeting. I hate looking at the computer these days. It's getting way too hard on my eyes. Yup.
Oh, man. I swear I did push it. I swear.
So, I'm ready to call it a day here in a minute. Okay, so now we're featuring you now. Look what Tisha did. She cut off all his hair back here. Got a little buzz cut. And then this part here goes into a bun. And then Amari just got one big buzz cut. Didn't you, Amari? Huh? Yeah. Just one big buzz cut. Look at this. No, where's her hair? It disappeared. Yeah. So anyway, people, I'm ending this video. I'm on the couch now. I got my little Kentucky Fried Chicken comfort food with the coleslaw. I talked to my son. He's in charge of the ship. He's at the steering wheel. I told him I probably won't get outside until Monday or Tuesday, and that's assuming I don't get sick. My eyes have definitely gotten worse, but we can't be surprised because I've had mud, sand, crud, algae, dirty water splash into them several times over the last week. But I'm not afraid to face the future. Do until you can't do no more.